Hello everyone. So in this discussion, we're going to talk about function, specifically functions and operation. So if you guys remember the basic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So imagine that we use two functions and then we're going to add them together, multiply them together, subtract, and divide. So there's also one more operation of function that I'm going to discuss later on. All right. So before anything else, I really recommend that you should review your basic algebra lesson. All right, because there are cases that it involves factoring or multiplying to polynomial. So yeah, please be be aware of that. All right. Okay. So let's just say I have two functions. I have f of x is equal to x squared minus 1, and I have g of x as 2x minus 4. All right. So what if I ask you to add them both? All right. F of x plus g of x. What if I ask you to add them both? So in this case, we're just going to simply substitute them and add them together. That's very simple to do actually. So let me rewrite it here. F of x plus g of x. So f of x is equal to x squared minus 1 plus your g of x is 2x minus 4. So we already substitute this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to simplify them. All right. So by simplifying, we're going to combine the similar terms here. So as you can see, we have -1 and -4. And these two terms are both similar because they are both constant terms. And when we say constant terms, they do not have variables. They are just numbers. So we're just going to combine them. So we have x squared plus 2x. Then combine these two constant terms. -1 minus 4 is -5. That's it. All right. If you think this is factorable, then no problem. You can factor this trinomial. All right. So in this case, this is not factorable. It's so obvious. All right. So if you recall your basic algebra, you will eventually know. All right. So what if I would like to get the difference between f of x and g of x? All right. So f of x minus g of x. So simply substitute. So this is I substitute f of x. So your f of x here is x squared minus 1 minus g of x. So we are substituting a function. So do not forget to put parentheses. All right. Do not forget to put parentheses. Okay. If your function here is negative, then basically put parentheses. Yeah, put a parenthesis after the minus sign or the negative sign. So okay, now let's substitute. So we have parentheses, or I mean quantity 2x minus 4. All right. So the next step here is we're going to distribute the negative sign to each of the terms. So let's copy first the x squared minus 1. So now let's distribute negative sign to other terms. So negative sign to this one. So this one, 2x would be negative 2x. Then the negative sign distribute to negative 4. You're going to have plus 4. That, right? Plus 4. So what we're going to do, we're going to combine these constant terms. So we're going to have the final answer, which is x squared minus 2x, and negative 1 plus 4 is 3. So that is your final answer. All right? Or you can factor this out actually. All right? If it is factorable. Okay? If it's only factorable. All right? So next thing here is, what if we wanted to get the product of the two functions? So if you see two functions are stick together, or they're being separated by a small dot here, what you're going to do is you're going to, multiply them. All right. So this would be x squared minus 1 times 2x minus 4. That's it. All right. So for this one, you can just leave it be, but usually what they do here is that they expand this one. So by expanding, you're going to use FOIL method in this case. So do you guys remember what is FOIL method? All right. So FOIL method, you have your F, which is the first. All right. Then next we have letter O, which is outside. Then we have letter I, which is the yellow one, it is inside. Then we have your letter L, which means last. All right. So let's go from this method, FOIL method. So first, I think I already said the word. Yeah. So first, we're going to focus on the first terms. Okay. So what are the first terms? So the first terms here are x squared and 2x. So you're going to multiply them both. So in this case, wait, I'm just gonna put the equal sign here so that we can have us. So in this case, we're going to have x squared times 2x. All right. Okay. Next plus. Now we're going to focus the outside terms. All right. Outside terms. So the outside terms is this one, x squared and negative 4. All right. So this one. What we're going to do here is we're going to multiply them, x squared and negative 4x. So therefore, this is x squared times negative 4. All right. Plus the inside terms. So inside terms, meaning this one, negative 1 and 2x. All right. So we're going to multiply them both. So this is 1. Oh, sorry. This is supposed to be negative 1. Wait. There you go. Yeah. So negative 1 times 2. All right. Then last but not the least, we're going to multiply the last terms. So what are the last terms? This one. 1 and negative 4. All right, 1 and negative 4. So we're going to multiply both of them. All right, so we're going to have negative 1 times negative 4. That's it. So now let's multiply them. So if we're going to multiply the first term, we're going to have 2 times x raised to 3. So how is this possible? So basically, right, we have x squared times 2x. So we're going to copy the 2. Then we have two x's here, right? We have x squared and x. So we're just going to copy the x. Then the exponents, we're going to add them. So here we have x squared. So 2 plus the exponent of x here. So since it is just x, so we're just going to have 1. Hence, we have 2x raised to 3. All right? So that's it, 2x cubed. Okay. By the way, I discussed this one. I'm explaining this one in a slow but surely way because I think there are others who are not that familiar when it comes to this situation. Okay? So next, now we're going to multiply the outside terms, which is x squared and negative 4. So we have negative 4x squared. All right? So why did I put parentheses? Because here we have the addition operation, which means positive. But when we multiply x squared and negative 4, the result is negative. So two signs conflict. So we're just going to put parentheses for a while. All right. Plus, next for this one, the inside terms. The inside terms here is negative 1 times 2x. So the product would be negative 2x. Right? Negative 2x. So again, two conflicting operations. So we're just going to leave it be for a while. All right. Then lastly, negative 1 times negative 4. Since there are two negative numbers and you're going to multiply them together, the result would be positive. All right, positive. So negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. So now, what we're going to do here is simply change the sign. All right. So since this one is negative, therefore, we're going to have 2x cubed minus 4x squared. Same thing here. We have an addition operation, and then we have a negative negative answer here. So this would be negative 2x. And for this one, we're just going to leave it as it is, plus 4. So this could be your final answer. Or we can simplify this one if it is factorable. And as you can see, this one is factorable actually. All right, this is actually factorable. So how do I know it is factorable? Look at these terms. We have 2x cubed, negative 4x squared, negative 2x, and positive 4. So look at their coefficients. The coefficients meaning the number itself. So we have 2, negative 4, negative 2, and for this one, a constant term, 4. All right? So we can factor 2 on this expression. All right? So how do we do that? Okay, how do we factor? Okay? Just simply, what do you call this one? Just simply bring it out. So if I'm going to bring out 2, this is the result. 2 quantity x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 2. That's it. Just bring out 2. Okay? So, yeah, basically, that's it. All right? But if you still don't get it, then I can just simply explain it to you in a, I think in, my method of factoring this one. All right? So let me erase this one first. All right? Let me erase this one. Wait, hold on. Okay. So we have 2x cubed minus 4x squared minus 2x plus 4, right? So as you can see, 2, -4, -2, and 4 are both divisible by 2, right? They are both divisible by 2. Okay? So that means their greatest common factor is 2. All right? All of them are all of them are divisible by 2. So what I did here is, to make it much more simpler, first, I divide this one by their GCF, which is 2. All right, since all of them are divisible by 2. So first, I divide it by 2. All right. So if I'm going to divide it by 2, what's the result? So if I'm going to divide 2 here, I'm going to have x cubed, this one, 2x squared, and then we're going to have x, and then plus 2. Basically, I divide each of the terms here, all right, by 2. Okay, I divide each of the terms by 2. Now, since I use the GCF, which is 2, I'm going to put it here. So as a result, I have 2, then put parentheses. All right, that's it. Okay, or basically to put it on another way, right? I divide this expression by 2. Okay, so I divide each of the terms by 2. Then the GCF 2, I'm going to simply put it on the side, which is this one. I put it on the side of the simplified expression. Okay? So that's it. All right? Okay. Now, how about I ask you to divide f of x by g of x. So this one is still simple, just substitute. So we're going to have x squared minus 1, which is your f of x, all over your g of x. Your g of x here is 2x minus 4. So this would be 2x minus. So before we say that this is our final answer, we need to take a look very close. Is it simplified? When I say simplified, meaning it is no longer factorable. All right, no cancellation, no factoring, and such. So is this simplified? Well, not yet, actually. Why? Because we can factor this one. All right, we can factor this one. It's up to you if you like to leave the answer as it is, like this one. But if you want to, simplify, then we can factor this one, 2x minus 4. So how do I factor again? First, look at the terms. We have 2x minus 4, right? 2 and negative 4. These are the two numbers present. So, these two numbers are both divisible by 2. That means their GCF is 2. So what are we going to do next? Right? So first, okay, if you want to follow my method for beginners, simply divide the whole expression by 2. All right? So what happens if we divide the whole expression by 2? I will have x minus 2. All right? Then, after you divide it, the GCF that you use to divide this expression, which is 2x minus 4, what we're going to do is we're going to put it at the side of x minus 2. All right? That's it. Therefore, the answer here is x squared minus 1 all over 2 times quantity x minus 2. That's it. All right? So yeah, basically, that's it. Okay? I have 3 more examples, actually. I have 3 more examples. Hold on, let me erase this solution. Okay. So first one is subtraction. Okay. If you remember, right, we solve f of x minus g of x, right? Well, what if I ask you to find g of x minus f of x, all right? Or negative f of x plus g of x, if you want to want to say it in different way. So g of x minus f of x. All right. So here, this one is it's still no, it's still easy actually. All right, it's still easy. So g of x, simply substitute 2x minus 4 minus your f of x. So again, if you have a negative sign, okay, for the function, don't forget to include the parentheses. So negative, then parentheses, then x squared minus 1. So what we're going to do here is we're going to distribute the negative sign to x squared and negative 1. So we have 2x minus 4 minus, for this one, since we distribute negative to the x squared, so we have negative x squared. Next, negative to negative 1, so we're going to have positive 1. All right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to simplify. All right? So before we simplify, actually, we're going to arrange them. Okay? Arrange them in a usual order. Because when we say usual order, meaning we're going to order them according to their degree. Okay? So meaning it's about highest exponent up to lowest exponent or no exponent at all. So we have negative x squared here, right? So this one has the highest exponent, which is 2, basically. So we're going to put it on the first place. So this is negative x squared. Next is we have 2x, all right? Because 2x basically means 2x raised to 1. Okay. So now, we're going to combine the constant, which is negative 4 and 1. So negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. And that's it. That is your final answer. All right? So you can simplify this one if you like to. All right? Like factor -1, it's okay, no problem. All right. So if you want to factor -1, meaning like your GCF is -1, okay, basically it looks like this one. So this is negative, then x squared minus 2x plus 3. That's it. All right. So yeah, okay. Second to the last example is what if we have g of x minus f of x. So this one is also simple, just substitute. So g of x here is we have 2x minus 4 all over your f of x is x squared minus 1. That's it. All right. Or you can simplify this one furthermore by factoring your numerator here by 2. You can do that also. All right. Factor this one by 2. Since the terms here are both divisible by 2, therefore their greatest common factor or GCF is 2. So if you remember earlier that we factored this one, right, by 2. So this would be 2 times x minus 2 all over x squared minus 1. So yeah, it's up to you because both of them, they already look simplified. But if you want to, make it even more simplified, so yeah, you can just basically, factor them if you like to. All right. Now, here's the last example. And I think I'm gonna make it into two more. All right. So what if I ask you to get f of g of x? Do you guys have an idea of what is f of g of x? Basically, it means that the function here, you're going to substitute it here. All right. So let's take it, even slow. Okay. Write f of g of x. So this means this is f of what is g of x? Your g of x here is 2x minus 4, right? So this is 2x minus 4. Okay. Then this is your input, right? Your g of x is your input. So we're going to substitute it. We're going to substitute 2x minus 4 in here, okay, to the x itself. So you're going to have 2x minus 4 squared minus 1. That's all right. So this could be your final answer. But usually they wanted expanded, like it's supposed to be expanded. So how can you expand a squared polynomial, or specifically, how can you expand a squared binomial? So to others, what they did is that they separate this one into two, or I mean, decompose it by 2. So what they do here is 2x minus 4 times 2x minus 4 minus 1. Since the exponent of the binomial here is 2, so that means there are 2x minus 4s, you know. However, if you want a simple technique, then there is one, all right? There's no need for you to do this one and you're going to do full method, all right? There's a simple technique, okay? Again, there are others, they want to separate it into 2, like 2x minus 4 times 2x minus 4, and then they're going to use full method. But if you want a simplified one, there is a simplified version, okay? All you need to do is follow these steps. There are only 3. First step is you need to square the first term, all right? You're going to square the first term. Second step, twice the product of the first term and the last term. All right? Hold on, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Got it. Then the last step, all right, is squaring the last term. Wait. That's it. So let's go here first. So the first step here is you're going to square the first term. So the first term is this one. So you're going to square it. So by squaring it, you're going to have 2x squared. That's it. All right. So next, okay, plus the second step is twice the product of the first term and the last term. When we say twice the product of the first term and the last term, this means 2 times the first term, which is 2x. All right, the first term 2x, then times the last term, which is negative 4. So 2 times 2x times negative 4. Then lastly, it says here that you're going to square the last term. So the last term here is negative 4. So you're going to square negative 4. And yeah, that's it. So just going to copy the rest of it. So yeah, so I'm going to erase these steps, okay? Because I'm going to occupy the spaces with solutions. All right? So please remember this. Okay. So now let's square the first term, which is 2x raised to 2. So by squaring this one, this means that you're going to square 2 and x. Again, by squaring this one, you mean squaring 2 and squaring the x. So this is basically 2 squared times x squared. All right? So 2 squared times x squared, this is 4x squared. All right? So, yeah, 4x squared. Hold on. There you go. So 4x squared. Next, 2 times 2x times negative 4. So we're going to multiply them thoroughly. So 2 times 2x is 4x times negative 4, negative 16x. Again, 2 times 2x is 4x times negative 4 results to negative 16x. And lastly, for this one, you're going to square negative 4. So the square of negative 4 is positive 16. So if you're going to score a negative number, okay, basic, actually guys, this is basic. So I'm just going to remind you anyways. If you're going to square a negative number, first, you're going to square the number. So here, so what is the square of 4? 16. Next, we have a negative sign. So if we have a negative sign, we're going to make it. So that means we have positive 16 as a rest. So that's it. Then we're going to copy the rest of the terms. So we have negative. So there we go. So we have 4x squared minus 16x plus 16 minus 1 is 50. So that is your final answer. All right. So that's good that we have f of g of x, you know. But what if the roles are reversed. Okay? Like this one, for instance. Let me erase this one. Hold on, guys. All right. We have g of f of x. So how about this one? What can we do about this one? So for this one, all right, g of f of x means g of your f of x is x squared minus 1, right? So this means g of x squared minus 1. So that's it. That's your input. So where are we going to substitute x squared minus 1? To the x itself, or the variable in g of x. So this is what? 2 times x squared minus 1 minus 4. So what we're going to do here is, sorry. So what we're going to do here is we're going to simply distribute 2 to x squared and negative 1. So 2 to x squared, so 2 times x squared, this is 2x squared. Then 2 to negative 1, so 2 times negative 1 is just simply negative 2, so minus 4. So we're going to combine them. So we have negative 2 minus 4. So we're going to have x squared minus, right? So this could be your final answer, okay? But we can simplify this one. You see, 2 and negative 6 are both divisible by 2, meaning their GCF is 2, all right? Their GCF is 2. So how are we going to do that? Right? We have 2x squared minus 6. So if you're going to factor 2, the result would be 2 times 1pt. Wait. There we go. So this would be 2 times x squared minus 3. All right? That's it. So if you guys still don't get it, so I'm going to explain it surely but slowly. All right. So this is like my method on how I, what do you call this one? How I what's this? It's like factoring. Yeah, here's how I factor. All right. First, I get their GCF, which is 2, right? So I'm going to divide this expression by 2. So if I'm going to divide this one, I will have x squared minus 3, right? Okay. So after I divide it by their GCF, which is 2, now I'm going to put their GCF on their side. All right. So that's it. Okay. You guys get it? First, I divide the whole expression by 2. So therefore, I have x squared minus 3. Then, since I use 2 as their GCF, I'm going to put it at the side here. Okay. Side of the simplified um, expression, all right, which is x squared minus 3. All right, so this is your final answer. All right, so yeah, basically this is the what do you call this one? A discussion or topic about functions involve operations. However, this is just an example that I, what do you call this one? I used. All right. So I only have f of x is equal to x squared minus 1 and g of x is equal to 2x minus 4. So my point basically is that there are more examples actually for us to have a practice. So this is just a, simple exercise. All right. As long as you get the idea of particles one of functions involving operations. Okay? So expect that there will be exercises, all right, to fully, I hope, master this topic. All right? So that is all, guys, and thank you.